guys, I'm Ellie and welcome back to my channel. Guess what day it is? That's right, it's Tag Tuesday. So I'm doing a tag for you guys. I feel like it has been so long since I have filmed anything, so we're gonna try to get some things done today. Today's book tag is going to be the I Dare You tag, and no one that I know of tagged me in this, but I scoured the YouTube for a different kind of tag that I haven't seen around in a while, and I said, well, let's just do that one. It seems really interesting. I like the questions. There we go. That's it. That's all. That's why I picked it. I just got back from vacation. It was lots of fun. I got to go to a country concert on the beach, and I love to dance country concerts, and everyone was staring at me, and I don't even care. I don't even care. You may be able to see my sunburn. I only got burnt on my nose and my back, and everything else is just pale. What is my life? I don't know. Now it's time to get down to business, so let's go ahead and get into the tag. Question number one is, what book has been on your shelf the longest? I'm not too sure if this means like TBR wise or if this just means in general. The book that has probably been on my shelves for like the longest time ever is Full Tilt by Neil Shusterman. I've had this book like my whole life. It smells like I've had this book my whole life. It kind of looks like it too, but this is one of my favorite books of all time. At least it used to be. I don't know. I should probably reread it and find out. Alternate reality that like takes place in like this carnival thing. Oh no, shit was crazy. That's all I remember. But I've literally had that for like over 20 years now. And then the book that's probably been on my TBR the longest, not necessarily this physical book, because I had the rest of the series before I had the first one, but this has been on my TBR for years, at least 10 years, and that is The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I just cannot bring myself to read this. The movie is my favorite movie of all time, but for some reason I'm like terrified I'm gonna be let down by this, and also it's kind of a chunker. She is big and she is heavy and she got some real skinny type in there, so it makes me a little nervous, especially because on top of that, it's a series, so.
Why are you so nerve-wracking, girl?
Question number two is, what is your current read, your last read, and the book that you'll read next? Kind of bugs me that this question is not in order, so the book that I read last, that I finished just a few days ago, was Beneath the Sugared Sky, and honestly, this is from the Wayward Children series or whatever it is. This was my favorite one in the series so far. I think this really read like a middle grade kind of adventure. Like, it follows these kids that go to like save their friend, and they go to this world of like cotton candy and stuff. So I really enjoyed that one. I am currently reading and have been currently reading. I'm hoping to finish this soon, and that is All the Names They Used for God. This is a collection of short stories. I have been loving this. I love these stories. They have just been fantastic. They have a little bit of like a fantasy element in all of them, but it's been great so far. My next read is hopefully going to be this. I should have started it already, but you know, vacation, but I'm hoping to read Adjustment Day by Chuck Palahniuk. One, because Strip Cover Lit is doing like a segment on this and I really want to follow along, but two, because Chuck Palahniuk is one of my favorite authors, but he is very much hit or miss. His work is strange. He is all about the shock factor. And this sounds like white supremacists taking over the world, so I'm a lot nervous for this book. Number three is, what book did everyone like but you hated? Welcome to my channel. In case you don't know, this is one of my most watched videos of all time. Most hated videos of all time is why I don't like this book. And I heard there's gonna be a sequel, and it's probably gonna be just as shitty. Let's be honest. If you like that book, good for you. Good for you. That's okay. I, however, hate it. Number four is, what book do you keep telling yourself you're gonna read, but you probably won't? I can't even tell you guys at this point how many times Misery has made it to my TBR, some sort of TBR, for a readathon, or what's that, a seasonal TBR. Am I ever gonna get around to it? Probably not, because I am slightly terrified. I'm not gonna lie. Stephen King is incredibly intimidating to me. I have like sworn off his work at this point, just because I like to sleep at night, and I don't know if I could do that after reading this. So we just gonna hold off on that, and I'll keep telling myself I'm gonna read it, and I'll just keep not reading it. So, number 5 is what book are you saving for retirement? I'm gonna go with a series for this. I'm gonna go with Game of Thrones or A Song of Ice and Fire or whatever the hell you people call it. Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. I'm probably gonna save this one for retirement, and hopefully the last book or books or whatever will be out by then. Hopefully. I know that y'all been waiting forever, so I'll just skip the waiting and I'll just do it when I retire. And these are massive, and maybe by then, like, I'll be able to pronounce the names and stuff. Those editions are hella tiny though, so I don't know if I'll be able to read them when I retire. Like, I hope I can still read small print. Number 6 is last page. Do you read it first or do you wait till the end? My answer is neither. So I don't read the last page first. However, I love to spoil myself. I freaking love it. I live for it. Like, if I am getting real intense into a book, or if it starts to drop off, I will skip to the last page or like some random place in the book and read a paragraph. And it gives me like either motivation to finish the book, or it like jumps this thing where I'm just like, I just gotta read this book in one sitting, or I just get real excited to get to that part. So like, I love spoiling myself. So sometimes I'll read the last page like while I'm in the middle of a book. I can't help it. I'm a monster. I know these things. This is what it means to be a Gemini. Number 7 is the acknowledgement. Do you think this is a waste of paper and ink, or is it interesting? I love the acknowledgements. I like to read them at the end of a book, especially if they have a little bit of like info or jokes that the author has put in there. But if they are hella long, that's kind of annoying. Like 2 pages is kind of my max on an acknowledgement, but I've seen some that are like 4 or 5 pages long. I can understand if it's historical fiction, you give me some background on some information that you did, but if it's anything else, like, chill. I know you want to thank everyone, because that'd be me, but like, keep it simple. Tell mom and dad that you love them. Tell your dog thank you for being there. Like, then we good. Okay? Make sure you thank BookTube too, because we love that shit. Number 8, which book character would you want to switch places with? Most of the books I read are fantasy, so probably not any of them, but I do think I'd really want to be Lucy from the Hating Game, because so I think I would want to be Lucy. Number 9, do you have a book that reminds you of something specific in your life? I'm actually going to end up using this book for 2 questions, but for this I'm going with 6 of Crows, because I read this series when I went to Mexico. But I read this series in Mexico, so sometimes like I really think about the time that I was like reading this on the plane and in the airport and things like that. So this book has traveled with me, and actually like the pages are a little warped from the sun and the sand and the water. Number 10 is to name a book that you acquired in an interesting way. Honestly, I don't really have a story for this. I don't, because most of mine just come from yard sales or book sales or wherever. Number 11, have you ever given a book away for a special reason to a special person? I have bought like my favorite book for some people to read, but I've never really done like a really special book that I've given to someone. I did give my sister a copy of Where the Sidewalk Ends a few years back. It was like her like, I don't know, 7th birthday or something, and I did like write like a little like inscription or whatever on the pages, and was just like, hope you enjoy this book like as much as I did growing up. And it really warmed my heart because she took it everywhere with her, and one of them was actually a song. One of the poems in it like was a song that my dad had taught me as a kid and then taught her, so like we sang it along in the book, and it was so hella cute. I ain't even gonna lie, like we was cute. Number 12 is which book has been with you the most places? And again, gonna go with 6 of Crows, just because this has been out of the country with me. It was in an airport. We visited some states together. So 6 of Crows has traveled with me, and it has been well loved, I guess, to get to see those things. I don't know. Number 13 is any required reading you hated in high school that wasn't so bad 2 years later. I don't know what's with the 2 years later thing. Like, that's very specific in my opinion. Honestly, I didn't like any of the required reading in high school, or I just didn't read it. The only thing coming to mind is Lord of the Flies, but I actually enjoyed that when I read it. Number 14 is used or brand new. I honestly have absolutely no preference here. I buy used books all the time. Majority of my books are used, but I do love a good new book every now and then, especially like new releases. I just love having the new book. But for the most part, most of my books are used because it's the money, you know? Who doesn't want to save money? Number 16, have you ever read a Dan Brown book? No, I haven't. Don't ever plan on it. There we go. Number 16, have you ever seen a movie you liked more than the book? Is Nerve. Nerve is one of my favorite movies of all time. The book, not so much. Another one is The Duff. I love, well, I don't know, because the Duff movie and the book were like totally different, totally separate. Didn't even match. So number 18 is who is a person whose book advice you'll always take, and I'm assuming this means like recommendations, because I tend to just pick up anything and everything. So, but I tend to, anything that Amanda enjoys, I tend to enjoy, and anything like the Bookish Babbler enjoys, I tend to enjoy. So those two, I tend to like, we have the most similar book taste, and that is who, like, if they say that they really like something, I'm probably gonna like it. And number 19, is there a book out of your comfort zone that you ended up loving? Isn't out of my comfort zone now, but once upon a time it was. So I had tried graphic novels several times before this and just didn't know where to start, didn't really know what I was doing. I was just reading things that like wouldn't interest me anyway, so it was just me really trying something that wasn't working. But then I picked up Saga, totally on a whim. I mean, I'd seen people talking about it. The premise does not interest me at all, like intergalactic war thing going on. Did not care about that, but I love this. And at the time, like, this was just the spark in my graphic novel love. And I know that this is a very popular one, like you've probably seen it around, and it is very strange, okay? Anyone who is faint at heart and does not like graphic things, do not pick this up, okay? It's got nudity all up in this in the strangest ways, but I loves it. Don't really know why this is called the I Dare You book tag, but there it is. Here it is. I'm hoping that Tag Tuesday is going to be a normal thing from now on again. I'm hoping to reinstate a schedule for myself, just trying to catch up currently on videos, which has been awful. If you guys have liked this video, don't forget to subscribe to see future Tag Tuesday videos from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!